Previously on Knight's Quest.
We have a spirit in a whoopee cushion.
And as he crushes Azajax, his body and the Black Lash shatter in all kinds of different directions. You play Mending Melody, and you're able to heal parts of his wounds.
Where Bartuk was pretty much the only person that gave them anything. And he's just gone.
Get some nice music playing. And make a couple omelets because, Conquest, we're gonna be having guests.
All right, we're doing a thing.
Don't let your kids do podcasts.
Hey there, don't. Have you seen your child come home with a microphone lately?
This situation seems familiar to you.
Do you notice your child being awkwardly concerned about noise and resonance in their bedroom? Are they asking you to turn off the fridge
Does your
because it's
child
too
lock
loud?
themselves in a sweltering attic room on a regular basis and refuse to open the door or use a fan?
Then maybe your kid is struggling with hosting a podcast. There's only one remedy. Have them listen to ours. This is Knight's Quest.
I don't know how that makes the situation better.
No.
It's always better over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh,
there it
God.
is.
The fourth wall. No, it's crumbling around me.
Hey, it's me, Glorg. I'm the host now. Fuck off.
Oh, boy.
Get out of here, Gorg. Go back to acting.
Acting. Gorg is pretending?
Is Gorg an
We're all
actor?
characters in this show. Actually, yes. Welcome behind the scenes. Over here is where we have all the props. This
my
is where I
God.
have my gloves.
This is just
and the
as
symbols.
jarring as, like, the Muppet Treasure Island.
Over here's the puppet that plays Chubb.
Which, with the rock or the dog?
The Rock.
The puppet for the rock.
Yep. Oh, I gotta go get my makeup on. I'll see you guys on set in a couple minutes.
All right, bye, Gorg.
Sure.
Oh boy,
That's
he's a busy guy.
that hurts my brain, and I want to move on. Welcome to Knight's Quest.
Let's talk about Murgic.
Yeah, that's gonna be less confusing somehow.
After a well-deserved night of rest, a time of rest, your party awakens by the stairwell on the 30th floor. Again, like I said, everyone's pretty dang good at waking up at the same time, except for maybe Katrina and Raish, who are probably on a different clock at this point because they've been traveling separately from the rest of the party. But eventually, everyone awakens together. Azajax also is conscious. He is speaking again. He is still wounded, but the work that you guys did on him earlier, playing Mending Melody and just some basic first aid, he is stabilized. It does seem like he's going to live, but it is pretty clear that he's not going to be very helpful moving forward in your adventure. He'll probably hinder you. In fact, in character, he says, "Listen, you guys have been great. Really, I mean it. I mean, you saved me. I thought I was gone. I genuinely thought that I was dead for sure. So I am honestly forever in your debt, but I'm going to be no use for you moving on."
Take a shit. He can't stop us. Take a shit.
No,
Wait, what?
No, I'm going to keep my shit. Now I got to ask Katrina, Raish, how did you guys get here so fast?
Oh, we rode on this big snake thing.
I'm sorry. Did you ride on a Sandrake?
Is that what that is?
Now, do you happen to know, did Bartuk bring my stuff with, or do you know where he's keeping it? The stuff he took from me?
kind of just left it where it was in the town. I mean, nobody's touched it.
So it's still there?
Oh, yeah. It's still in the caravan.
Okay. Okay, I will leave the Sandrake up there for you guys to make your return trip. But I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to head up. I think I've gotten plenty of stuff, and knowing that I can get my original stuff back leaves me to believe that I have no purpose continuing to delve deeper into this dungeon.
When he starts saying that stuff about his belongings and getting that stuff back, I think Raynor approaches him, and he looks at him and he says, Are you sure you're all right? You're up and walking around. I mean, are you sure you shouldn't be taking it easy and resting?
Well, you got a good point there, Raynor. Maybe I should rest another day or whatever time period's down here, right in this spot, and then I'll make my journey back up again. But either way, I'm definitely not going down any further. So whether or not you stay here another day as well, or you guys head off, I've definitely got enough supplies on my own that I definitely didn't tell you about and have not been sharing. But you didn't ask, so I didn't lie.
Right. But after that, you're gonna go back up and you're gonna head back to the gate so you can make sure you have all your stuff back, right?
I think so. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And
Gotcha. Raynor's gonna punch him in the face.
Oh, yes.
Fuck. You don't need to roll for that because there's no way he's gonna be able to dodge.
Okay.
Because of his state. So yeah, you punch him square in the face, and he's like, "Oh, what the writer? Oh, jeez, what'd you do that for?"
Jonathan's gonna jump in real quick and grab his arms and hold him behind his back and just hold him in front of Raynor.
Oh, so you can punch him more?
I'm not.
Who knows? Jonathan's here for it, whatever it is.
Jonathan, buddy, I appreciate it. I'm not gonna hit him again. But thank you. I guess that's a little.
I mean, I can. Are you sure?
No, he's sure. He does not want to punch me again.
Raynor kind of takes a step away from those guys. He's shaking. He's so angry.
What'd I do?
Jonathan pushes him away.
Hey, listen, Raynor, I'm down for punching a guy just as much as the next, but, he's kind of, you're being a dude while he's down.
I think Jonathan kind of, looks weird. Gives Grog kind of a weird look.
I mean, he's being a little shit, I agree.
Is that's the extent we're giving him? Just being a little shit? That's it? Not everything that was just happened was just a little shitty, and now his actions moving forward are only a little bit shitty? That's it? That's what we're giving him? One punch and you're a shit. That's it?
Well, what do you want to do, punch him again?
I mean, I could. It wouldn't do anything for me. And he turns around towards his Ajax and goes you were awful. You know that, right? What? I mean, before we didn't know you. You were just a friendly neighborhood sales guy, but you're a piece of trash. You know that, right?
Well, I guess you wouldn't be the first ones to tell me this.
Oh, good. So then you know already. Okay. Well, that's good.
I will admit it hurts a little bit more coming from you guys, my best customers.
Okay. Well, I had thought maybe we would have some closure, maybe a talk about it, but apparently it doesn't matter to you. So you should leave, and you should go, because we are all grieving the loss of a friend. And I thought maybe you would be too, but I guess not. So we are going to continue on with our stuff, and you should leave.
You can tell that Ajax he's got that look he always does. That sleazy salesman look on his face. But just by anyone, and even a dunce, just by looking at his eyes, can tell that he is putting on a mask right now. That there's the external emotions he's showing do not reflect his internal thoughts. And he's like, you're right. I should probably get away from you guys too. That would be probably what's best. And so, you head down deeper into the dungeon. I will take my leave. I'm a solitary fellow for a reason. It seems so. I have business and work to preoccupy myself with. So, enjoy your dungeon crawl. And thank you.
I think Raynor turns back towards him a little bit and he says, just when you're back in the city, just be careful. you probably wouldn't want to run into his brother or his mother. Might be a little awkward.
That's a good point. Thank you once again for all your help.
Okay, so
I guess we're moving on.
yeah, let's get going.
So you continue deeper into the dungeon. And I'm just going to say, I think as you travel, your party and the Blades party are able to both communicate and catch each other up, unless there is anything you wish to withhold from the other group. As far as I'm aware, Leroy and Grorg have nothing that they would need to keep from them.
I don't think so.
In fact, Grorg might try to do a religion pitch on Raish if you can. First of all, I need some dice. Jacob, can you
cannot
roll
tell me
me?
you don't have any of those.
No, I want
I
you
just,
to
I just
roll.
ran out. I used them all up. They're gone.
Yeah, they're consumables. You roll them and then you eat them, right? I'm fine.
Ew.
Roll a d20.
Okay. 18.
Oh, okay. As you descend into this next 4 floors, as I break them up, the evidence that Conquest has been here is very clear.
Oh yeah.
Rooms are almost completely empty of treasures. Traps are basically already set off, and most of them are set off with a flare. You can see signs of the chaos magic here and there, signs that people have been here, signs that things have been dragged around, dead
okay.
monsters. Yeah, it's very obvious that if you hadn't picked it up, it is clear to everyone in the group that Conquest has been on these floors before, and that the effects of Murgic have been present. You can see plants growing that shouldn't be growing there. You can see items that shouldn't be there. You can even see like little doodles that Conquest has made of, himself. Maybe, I don't know, what would Conquest doodle? You decide. What would he just draw on the wall?
I feel like
WWQD. What would
I
Conquest
feel like
do?
they would actually be fairly detailed. But I feel like they would be of like random things, like the golf ball field in Goldon.
Would he remember that?
Maybe
Like,
not.
this is like that suppressed memory coming out?
Maybe. He probably also like an oven with like a stovetop omelet.
Yeah.
Probably trying to draw Murgic a couple of different ways. Maybe drawing a couple new outfits that he'd like. Probably measuring himself.
Oh yeah, it's like little tick marks just like on the wall. It's like boop, 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 boop. Same height, the same height all across, yep. So you see all these different signs, and whoever, like maybe if Raish didn't get the vibe, you can explain it to him. And I think one of the things that definitely does get explained to Raish is the simplicity. Grorg is taking advantage of this opportunity. I'm guessing Jonathan's getting in on it as well. And we're not going to do the whole conversation, but he's like,
So basically, you get to worship the god, the spirit of colors, and it's just great. It's a lot of fun. Really great bond. We're thinking of having just like an annual party every year. It's just going to be a good time. We'll send you an invite.
Oh my goodness. This sounds delightful.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll see if I can get off from work, obviously, but.
I mean, you
Too
can.
real.
I mean, if it's a religious thing, we're not gonna say you can't.
Oh, I mean, would you want to come too? I mean, it'd be more fun if we went together.
I mean, sure, probably.
Yeah. Just trying to start thinking in a us mentality instead of a me mentality when it comes to planning. So that's a shift.
Katrina says, "Have you been listening to my parents' marriage counselor?"
A little bit, yes. Well, because I'm an assassin, so I'm really good at sneaking, and I just happen to sneak
Eavesdropping.
past that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, how's that, Katrina? How's that going?
The marriage counseling? I don't know. I'm not in it. I mean, Raish probably apparently knows more than I do.
It's going really well.
I think she kind of laughs.
I'm
and
really
gives him,
happy
like,
for them.
Gives him like a little punch on the shoulder.
Oh my god.
They both had to overcome a lot, and it's really heartwarming.
No, I mean, Dad's been like the best minute keeper we've ever had. He keeps everybody on task, and he's amazing with the money. We've never had budgets so good.
We never had a budget.
We've never had a budget?
No, that's why we got your dad involved, because as you said, what's the budget? And we were like,
boy.
Wow.
I mean, what do we have to buy?
I mean, food,
Oh yeah.
lantern oil. I mean, there are things we
Oh,
need.
yeah.
We're not thieves. We're
Blades.
assassins.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe
I guess that's why they never got me involved in that.
Maybe this is why, because didn't we talk about how the blades in the gate were kind of, I mean, they're not terrible, but like they were just a little
Yeah.
rough around the edges. They weren't doing their absolute greatest work.
This was one of them. They just didn't have a budget. They just didn't have a budget. That was all the problems were that.
Yep.
No budget.
Mom's been taking a break from the contracts. Not like, oh, I was too old for contracts. No, it's just she's been, spending more time with Dad, which is nice. It is weird doing family dinners. It's very weird. It's nice,
Imagine.
but it's very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the four of us, and it's just...
Yeah, it would have been weird if it was just the three of us. But having Raish around all the time now, it definitely helps when there's no conversation. Like we can at least talk to each other. But
Leroy's got his hand up.
you don't. I
Question.
miss this.
Question.
Just like old
Maybe
times.
I just want to get this. I feel like we've been beating around the hyperbole bush here. But, why is Raish at the family dinners? Is he your brother?
No, no, Leroy.
Nope.
No, he's
Definitely not.
my boyfriend. It's like a thing.
Yeah. I want you to look very closely. Look at our skin colors. We're not related. Just look at that.
Well, I mean, there's magic. That's not really a.
That's true. Yeah, Grog's like, yeah, look at my skin. See the pink spots? That's magic. Actually, that's part of the perks. If you want to be a different, we can change any colors.
I was gonna say
you want.
I've never noticed those freckles before. I thought I was just being a bad
It's pretty
friend,
dark
but-
down here. It's pretty dark.
Can I just say it is so nice to have another girl in the group again?
I know it'll be tough to keep you guys apart,
I
like
think
vocally.
Katrina and shut up. I think Katrina and Eloise are holding hands, and Katrina says, "Where did you get that hair thing?" "Oh, the freaking keeper of the gate gave it to me." "Shut up! You saw the keeper of the gate," and then they just go off.
Oh, yeah. We actually do have a lot of crazy stories to tell them about.
It'll be almost like the time that me and Salazar were in the same room. No one could tell us apart. It'll be like that, except different.
If Raish at any point is wondering, like, what we're doing down here and why we're going so deep into this dungeon, I just picture Raynor just being like, oh, it's because... Oh my god, this story takes so long to tell. Okay, I'll start at the
So it
beginning.
all started with some feathers.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And he, like, goes into the whole spiel
It
again.
all started with some leathers.
Oh, hey.
I think
you're right,
Raish is
though.
definitely chill with being down here. Like, to be honest, he doesn't really care what he's doing as long as Katrina's there. He's fine with it. So he's like, "We're going down a dungeon. All right, that's cool. That's fine with me."
So they're both on board with the confronting an angry chaos god thing.
Yep.
Hey,
Cool.
I mean, it's been the job since the beginning.
What?
It's
has?
it's been the job since the beginning. fighting evil chaos gods.
Yeah. I mean, Katrina already knew about that for sure, but
As you're going through these floors, you're no longer using that service stairwell anymore, so you're having to go through each of the floors.
Right,
But again, it has been made a lot easier since Conquest has kind of already cleared them out.
Right.
Right.
So it's just been kind of just a chill walk, and because your trap sense has gotten so good that the few traps that are left, you're able to avoid fairly easily. Again, there's still danger. There might be, one or two things around here, or things that Conquest himself has made that are obstacles.
for sure.
But
Can I make an argument?
yeah,
I feel like we would be even more on edge because now we don't know. Like, yes, like we've seen that there are traps that are sprung, but like having that false sense of security of like the trap side of things, like not only would make me personally more paranoid of traps, but also seeing like physical remnants of Conquest. And basically, I mean, again, me personally, it would feel like he could be around the next corner,
gotcha.
That's a good point.
So everyone's still on edge.
We don't really know how close or how much further down he is. I hadn't really considered that, to be honest.
Yeah, Jonathan's been real quiet this whole time.
Gotcha. The one room of note that I'm going to point out, which it was rolled this way, so I guess maybe it's not quite as interesting, but you find one room that it appears to be completely empty.
Oh.
Like there wasn't a puzzle in here. There's no pedestal that treasures were supposed to be there. There's no dead bodies. It's just an empty room.
I don't like that. I definitely don't like that.
Yeah, I think Eloise like mid walk stops and looks in the room and goes, "Yeah, no." And just
Hey
keeps
Nathan.
walking.
Hey Nathan. Hey
Yeah?
Nathan.
Yeah, what's up?
We check for traps.
Oh my god. You fucking wizard.
No. Conquest is the wizard. He's a
That's right. He's a bard.
He's an
bard.
echomancer.
Yeah.
He's an
Echomancer.
echomancer.
Hell
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
I'm the first.
The first, the OG.
Don't mess
Yeah.
with the best.
You do not see any traps.
Okay, no, the tone of your voice.
Fucking statement of that.
I definitely thought you were pausing before, but you do see da-da-da-da-da, and then you
don't
didn't do that.
see any
So I was just
What I'm
going to
say is,
yeah.
the way I said that sentence is the way that you guys read that room. We don't see any traps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can only speak for like 3 or 4 characters, but they don't go in.
That's fair. You guys keep going on. You do not need to interact with all the rooms that I set forth.
Hell yeah.
All right, so keep moving.
That was the room that had
Jamie,
the thing we needed to defeat. Conquest, I bet.
you got it. That was actually it. The secret weapon was in there. You fucked
And we
up.
can't go back now. We've passed the cutscene and the
passed
door
cutscene.
locked
Can't go
behind
back.
us. The save
Can't go
point
back.
is gone.
Yep.
It's over. You fucked up. Now everyone's gonna die.
I autosaved and hard saved, so there's no going back.
That's right. You ruined it. You burned them all. Only hope is for some hacks. All right.
It's legitimately
Jamie, give
how
me
I fucked up my
D20.
Final Fantasy X playthrough
Oh, no.
and my Skyrim or Oblivion playthrough.
Nathan, did you say D20 or a different die?
D20.
Okay.
D20, or you're all gonna die.
11.
Okay, cool. Yeah, these are fun. Both of you give me a D12.
8.
2.
I love it. Perfect. Okay. As you travel down even more floors, heading into floor 37, 38, 39, you have all started to learn a lot more about anima. Especially Jonathan, since you literally had to use it the other day, and
Oh, yeah.
you were able to recover. You were able to recover your energy after sleeping, but you literally felt that transfer.
Yeah,
Rainer,
yeah.
you've also experienced it too by just kind of holding a couple of these powerful items, and so you guys are able to start noticing as you descend deeper. There's kind of like a tingling throughout the air, like a slight sense of power. You guys are noticing that you're not getting as tired as you used to as you're walking. It's not a lot. It's a very subtle difference, but you guys have been traveling a lot, so you notice that difference in your own ability to travel at lengths. You notice that you can carry a little bit more. You're a little bit more attuned. So there seems to be, Gorg eventually explains it, but there's
A lot of anima in the air. We're getting close to something or some things with a lot of power.
Damn.
And so you just kind of notice that in general, as each floor you go down, it increases slightly, that sense of power. The floor of note, I'm going to break it up into 2 points. There's one point where you're just walking and having another conversation, still probably talking about this very conversation, talking about power. And you're walking through a large room that has some pillars on the edge. They're skinnier, they're not like the big ones that we saw earlier. And they seem to arch and create almost like a tunnel. And you notice that the rings that they create started off small, and then they got bigger, and then they got a little bit smaller. And you're kind of noticing this interesting architecture. But at the end of it, you see a large skull facing away from you. And it's in that moment that you realize that you just walked through
Yeah.
a skeleton
Yeah.
of a sandrake.
Oh boy. Don't love that. Okay. Uncomfortable.
Well, Eloise has a newfound interest in sandrakes after meeting the keeper of the gate, and so she's kind of like inspecting like the skeleton, like how big it is, like how old it must have been, and like kind of like poking around the bones. Maybe she goes to check out the skull and like look at the teeth.
Damn.
Yes. This is quite definitely ratiocination
Ooh, okay.
in its purest
Purest
form.
Oh my god, I can actually use my Katrina character sheet.
Haven't used that in a while.
I know this isn't
Yeah.
Katrina, but
Oh yeah, wait a minute.
that's
Yeah,
gonna be
is that Eloise is doing the role, right?
Yes. I flipped my Katrina sheet over to get to Eloise.
Oh, gotcha.
That's gonna be a 4 total. She doesn't know much about Sandrakes.
Aw.
It's a Sandrake.
Yep.
Probably because someone's like,
It's a Sandrake.
It was probably a Beal.
oh yeah, Beal.
Oh my god, stop!
I'm the worst.
That
can't-
can't be how we introduce him every episode.
This
Oh,
can't
yeah,
just
a
keep
Beal.
happening.
You either have
Several
to send
times.
him away, or he has
I need
to
a
be
Post-it
an
note.
important member of this group.
Okay, let it be known. Season 3, he'll get a character sheet.
Hey, there we
I'll
go.
give him that, so then I can't forget.
What really sucks is that I think like 10 or 15 minutes ago, I think you said, "Oh, Abiel says," but then you got interrupted by somebody else doing something, which is pretty true to form.
Pretty on brand.
Bill points it out. He's like,
This is clearly a Sandrake skeleton. I don't know how or why they have it down here, but it's the Usra. They're crazy.
you also find in a room adjacent, and you were able to note because it's giving off a pulsing light. This is not relevant, but I just need you to do it for me. Jake, roll on the chaos elements table.
Oh shit.
I just need some inspiration. And I might have you roll it again if it doesn't match what I'm thinking.
Okay, let's try, because this one was a 12, which is metal.
Okay, let's go with metal.
Okay.
You follow the pulsing light to just a side room, and you recognize it as one of those cage rooms that you saw animals in. You've seen these before.
Yeah.
But
You've
inside,
seen cages.
you see cages. You know what a fucking cage is. And inside, it's hot metal. So it's the color of hot metal, but it's flowing and moving around like a
I was
a
going to say,
liquid.
what color is that?
So like a reddish hot metal.
Are we talking like molten metal? Because like hot metal could be blue without like being molten, you know, like
I'm thinking like a red hot,
okay, like orangey.
but it's also molten in the fact that it is flowing and swirling in a spherical. It's not a perfect sphere, but like this blob is staying within a circular location. And this blob seems to be moving around the prison, and the light pulses, so it'll get brighter and then it'll get dimmer, and it gets brighter and then it gets dimmer as it just kind of flows and ebbs and moves around its prison.
Okay, that's oddly kind of terrifying. That's the room we need to get through to continue, right?
no.
Nope, it's
Oh,
just
a
kind
side
of
thing.
you walk past it. Yeah.
Oh.
Jonathan just kind of steps forward and goes, "Hello."
Roll camaraderie.
Okay, that is not something I expected.
I have you roll dice whenever I need help.
No,
making up my
no.
mind.
Just Jonathan thinking to talk to it at all. Just never even crossed my mind.
Can I use a friendship point? Because that roll was
Ooh.
trash.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I gotta define my rule sets a little more about what these things can do. But yes, I like that. You greet it. It at first ignores you. That's how I'll balance it out. It just doesn't seem to notice, but then you just stay there long enough that the swirling element pulsar, as I'll call it,
You wordsmith.
as in that's what I wrote down on my chart of what it was.
We have Najaz, we have Mistwalker, and we have Swirling Element Pulsar.
Get rid of the swirling, just element pulsar. That's what
I love it.
The element pulsar floats towards you, and the pulse changes its frequency to not be as. It's not like a steady. It kind of like will flash. It's not Morse code, but
Okay.
it seems like it's communicating in some kind of
Interesting.
pattern. They're very slow though. It's not like strobe. It's like
Right.
whoop, whoop.
Okay. Leroy, you still got your mining hat, right?
Always.
You wanna try something for me real quick?
Always.
Try just covering your light and making the same lights back at it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So Leroy mimics the same frequency and it'll change what it says. It'll change the pattern, then Leroy mimics the pattern, and then it maybe says the same thing, and then Leroy mimics it again. It swirls quickly for a little bit, as if it's excited. It even elongates a little bit to be almost like a column, but then it goes back into a circle, and just Leroy keeps mimicking the pattern.
Did you say there was anything else in this room that we saw?
Give me an awareness.
I think Jonathan turns to Leroy and he goes, "We can't have any more pets."
You're the one that talked to it, to be fair.
And Leroy keeps mimicking the flashes.
Okay, so first it just fell off the thing I was rolling it on, and then when I rolled it, I got a 7.
Oh boy.
So Raynor is looking around this room and somehow seeing nothing. Just nothing.
The pulses are a little bit too bright for what you're used to.
Fair enough. I have no idea what to do about this. I'm very fascinated though.
You're always allowed just to keep moving on. I mean, we're just kind of describing the dungeon more.
Yeah, but I don't want to skip everything. Talking didn't really get a response, but the light mimicking thing was interesting. I don't know how else we could talk to it. I mean, the only other thing I can think of, which is a little bit terrifying, is technically we could open the cage, although I worry that may be a bad idea.
Yeah, I feel like it being in a cage there's maybe a reason for that.
Up to you guys to decide. It's your playground. Deadly playground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Eloise is... I mean, she's more comfortable in here than she is in the completely empty room. But, I don't know. Still hasn't been comfortable with, random creatures,
Yeah.
When someone actually spoke words to it, nothing happened, right?
It eventually noticed you guys.
Yeah, you know what? Whatever. I play a few notes on the ocarina. I want to see if it responds to that.
Just roll for music in general.
That was really good. That was 17 plus 23.
Okay, I think you play a couple notes, and there's a kind of a pause, and then you notice as it pulses, some of the metal seems to congregate and vibrate a little bit, and it creates a resonance that at first is off, but then you play a couple more notes, and then it's able to match the frequency, and it doesn't sound pleasant or beautiful, because it's, well, I guess it could be because it's just the sound of metal vibrating, so that's kind of what many musical instruments are. Yeah, I'll edit that to make it sound even creepier.
More metallic.
Yeah, it's like, just match whatever your notes are.
Yeah. I just realized that this is my own fault because I suggested this, but now I have to write this music. So that's all we get from that?
Unless you guys interact with it anymore. I will say, since you guys have spent time on this, even though you didn't do a good awareness roll, a couple of the characters look around the cage, and you're able to see a little bit more behind the scenes. There seems to be some kind of tube mechanism that actually you see it happen. Like pellets fall out of it, and the creature then kind of whooshes over there and consumes them.
Oh, weird.
Ooh, okay. The tube is in the cage, right?
Yep.
So can we see where that goes?
It just goes up into the wall.
Damn. Okay.
But I'm gonna say you guys keep moving on, just for...
Yeah, because I don't know how else to...
Fair enough.
It feels like there is either a very specific correct way to do something with this thing, but it also feels like, that was cool, let's go.
Yep.
The world may never know.
The world will never know.
I like the implication that something is feeding this thing. That's very creepy and mysterious, but also it doesn't really help me find out more. Yeah.
I'm gonna, just so we can get through a scene that I really want to do,
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna kind of squish a lot of these floors together, and so we'll just roll one more time for a room. Or actually, maybe I'll pick my favorite. You roll anyway. We'll roll anyway. And
That was a 20.
A 20? Oh, that one's absolute trash. That's the worst one. That one's rubble. So you end up finding a room.
Great.
That the room caved in. So roll again, because that's nothing.
You roll, Jamie.
Okay.
You roll, Jamie.
I rolled a 17.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to do 8 floors instead of 4, so kind of we can get to where we need to get to in time. And honestly, there's not a ton to describe between the two floors. So as you are delving deeper, again, you are sensing the anima growing stronger with each floor that you progress. The signs of conquest are, they're just very prevalent. But something new that is developing is because, and you're not sure if it's the anima, you're not sure if it's spells that Conquest has done, you're not sure if it's just the dungeon breaking down, but the rules of physics stop working correctly.
Oh, that's,
Let me explain. Let me expand. Now, it's not like 100% everything's shut down at once. It's a gradual thing. So, for example, you notice some things are lighter than they should be, and some things are heavier than they should be.
Okay.
You'll find a large boulder that is, even Rainer can lift it. And all of a sudden, there's a piece of paper
God,
that
thanks, I guess.
that
was...
weighs that just weighs a ton. It's a piece of paper, and like it's just like Thor's hammer over here.
Damn.
So there's weight differences, or some things are just floating, which is not new to you guys. You'll notice that.
Well, it's new to Leroy.
That's right. It's new to Leroy. And I guess Raish and Eloise and Grorg. Okay, it's new to a lot of people. And Appeal.
There are a couple people in the group who it is not new to.
Okay, the majority of the group, it is a new thing. That stuff floats. You notice that some objects don't interact with light correctly. Now, obviously, this is not anything new. You guys don't have shadows. But there are some objects that are now just transparent, that aren't made of glass. They're still the substance they're made of. For example, there's a time where you walk past a wall, and almost as if, like, someone had, like, dumped paint on the floor, it just kind of, like, spreads out like that. It is transparent, just as glass. So you can see through the wall, and you can see the inner workings of the dungeon behind it. So you see those glowing wires. You see almost like pneumatic tubes funneling pellets. You see these stone gears just turning slightly. You see all kinds of inner workings behind this wall, but then it resumes to being like normal stone. There are parts where distance doesn't seem to be right. Like you're walking and it's like the hallway has been stretched longer than it should be, and you're walking down it longer. And then there are moments where it feels like you just rushed past the whole floor. There are times where sound amplifies and quiets more than it should be. There are moments where you just feel sick, like you just don't feel right, like maybe motion sickness, or I guess motion sickness is the word. And so that it started very rare and infrequent, but especially now that you've gone through 8 full floors, you're seeing just the world is kind of falling apart around you.
This would be really horrifying. This would just be very, hard to keep a steady mind, I think. It would be very difficult to not kind of have a rough time mentally with this. That's fine. All of my senses and the way I view the world, as far as I can tell, is just breaking down completely. So that's neat.
Eloise, for sure, because the last experience that she had with Conquest wasn't... the last time she saw him was just on the Chimera. She didn't have, a one-on-one experience with him, and so this kind of up-close feeling is very unnerving, because not only is everything around, super weird and abnormal, but, not looking forward to being face-to-face with this person that is doing this.
Yeah. I think Grorg tries to rationalize this as he's going down. He's like, okay, well, maybe it's the dungeon. It's like a dungeon trap. But then he find moments where clearly the traps are inhibited by this break of gravity. There's a swinging blade that shouldn't be there, and it's supposed to chop you in half or something, but it's now you can go through it. So the traps are breaking apart because of all of these breaks of physics.
Jeez.
I think perhaps we're probably not making as good time. Before, we were checking traps and going carefully, but I feel like now, we are making even less quick progress just because of how bizarre everything is getting.
The floor that I want to highlight, and I think this will be really interesting that Jamie just rolled. I'm going to tell you what I wrote down on the list and then tell you what you actually find because of how these two things interact. So a 17 is super deadly gauntlet is what it was supposed to be.
Great. Okay.
But when you enter this floor, and I think it's like one giant room where you can see, I mean, there are just oodles of your basic definition traps. I mean, you got your swinging blades, you got your flame shooters, you got spikes, you got collapsing floors, and there's definitely a jumping puzzle in there.
Okay.
And at first glance, you're looking at this like, holy shit, we're going to die right here. This is it. We're done for.
Yeah.
But after that initial wave of fear goes past you, you realize that the whole trap floor this whole gauntlet has just become defective. You see some of the spikes are droopy or swaying in the breeze as if they're like glass.
Breeze?
You see the flame shooters are now shooting out water and soapy bubbles. You see that some of the traps that are supposed to make you drop down are actually going the other way and like making a ramp up. And so you're still going to be like, it's going to slow you down because there's just a lot of things moving around, but the deadliness has definitely been removed and replaced with awkwardness and more of a mental stressor of just seeing, like, flame just shot me, but it tickles instead of burns. What?
Does anyone remember seeing when Quiz used his magic after everything happened? Like, was it anything like this? Because I think Raynor's having a hard time remembering as well.
I remember he went on stage. He spun the amulet a couple times. He did a move where it like sucked all the light out of the sky.
Oh my god, that's right.
And then he shot fire at the burn shards. And then he left.
And then he turned into water. Or no, we didn't see that.
That was different.
Right.
That was a different time.
And then, of course, he attacked everybody with a chimera.
Yeah.
A firework. What we thought was a firework at the time.
I'm trying to figure out if this is just part of the dungeon being weird or if this is directly because of him,
Honestly, I do not know what the powers of Conquest really are, or the true powers of this dungeon. But I would say, this, he points to the traps, is not what this is supposed to do. That is supposed to kill us.
Definitely not, yeah.
And since I have recently felt the strength of all of this anima, my guess would be that is the source.
Yeah,
It's all this stuff.
Traps and pranks are pretty much good neighbors. Traps are just negative pranks, and because pranks are just good-natured traps, really. And as the residential prank expert, I'm going to say that these things are not set up to do anything well at this point. So I'm assuming that's not the way it was intended.
Huh. Do you still want us to say that we check for traps? Might be a bit redundant on this floor.
This one's pretty clear where the traps are.
There were
They're
traps
everywhere.
inside the traps. I'll never
I
see
got you.
that
You fuckers
coming.
are dead. Got him. Finally killed everyone.
Oh, no.
I've become bloodthirsty after killing one character. I've got to kill them all. Got an itch I can't scratch. Okay, we're gonna keep moving.
Okay, Wheatley.
All right, so
Suddenly Abiel is just like, do we really have to leave right now? Oh no.
We stay in this dungeon floor. I think I can make them deadly.
Yeah,
again.
I don't know
Watch.
why I chose Abiel to be our overlord robot character, but that's fine.
Because you forget him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you're being more careful and specifically including Abiel in these scenes.
I genuinely still feel bad about forgetting him twice last episode. All right, we're gonna keep moving. I'm not gonna have you roll because I have a room I want to highlight specifically for this last bit.
Excellent.
Oops, did I say last bit?
Oh shit.
Dun, dun,
So
dun.
you now explore floors 49 through 52.
Okay.
Again, everything that I've just been describing is more. Signs of conquest, more. Weird laws of physics, more. Strength of the anima, more. The amount of treasures that you find are 0. There's no more treasures left. There's no creatures left. The dungeon itself has clearly it's just in disarray. There is no more. Whatever was supposed to be there, the intent of the Usra, has either been dismantled by conquest passing things, the weird magic shit has called it to fall apart. I mean, you're seeing like the walls, the bricks are starting to like float out of it. Not enough that you could get through, but you can see that they're like twisting and shaping, so they're no longer straight hallways anymore. The whole dungeon is just broken at this point. And I'm sure that that's, while physically you feel like, okay, we're probably not going to die, the emotional and mental stress that this is building on everyone, because you're like, what are we, because like if whatever we're facing is tearing apart our previous threat, so we're now facing an actually even more deadly threat that's breaking apart this ancient place.
Right.
But on the 52nd floor, where you decide to set up for the night, your time of rest, on this floor, it was a mosaic room again.
Okay.
Originally, but Conquest has scribbled so many doodles everywhere that you can barely make out what was originally the mosaic. I'm just going to tell you, if you want to look into it more, you absolutely can.
Right.
But just by quickly looking at it, you can see that you look like it's depicting some kind of battle. You see that there's like two halves. One half there's a group of figures, and another half another group of figures all facing each other.
Right.
In the center, you see a picture of Mirjik. Again, you guess probably drawn by Conquest, just in the center with his 6 arms. This one's actually his best work yet. All the other ones were pretty shitty, but this one is like really good. It's obviously you guys hadn't seen his original drawing that he made, but it's just like that, where he's got the 6 arms outstretched. I imagine the bottom legs are crossed. He's got his crazy horns and the Mirjik symbol right on his forehead. He's not holding the Mirjik items, but he is standing there. And Rainer, as someone who has seen Mirjik before, it is striking how accurate it is. It's like he's almost right there in front of you.
See, I don't know if Mirjik would particularly love that. I don't think really, really correct drawings are like his jam, That's not very chaotic. I'm intrigued. I wonder if he would see that, and instead of being like, yes, this is perfect, he would just want to like mess it up more, Yeah.
That's true.
Also, what did he used to draw with?
Gimme Rashanash.
Okay.
Our listeners are going to come in at a random episode and be like, what the fuck are they doing?
What word is that?
Am I having a stroke? What did they just say?
I know they said the physics were breaking down, but I would hope that doesn't mean the audio medium I'm listening to.
Oh, no, that'd be a cruel
real.
joke.
It's dungeon sickness.
It's a 14 total.
Okay, so are you looking at just that Mirjik drawing or like all of it?
I mostly just want to know, what was he using to paint?
With the 14, I'm going to tell you this, that most of the sketches and the scribbles are some crude paints. So like you would have mashed up some kind of, plant. So you'd note that the reds are tomatoes. It's tomato juice. The white was probably like some bone chalk on there.
Okay.
The picture of Mirjik, though, somehow Conquest must have been able to pry out the tiles, because the Mirjik picture is actually like part of the mosaic.
Ooh.
Whoa, okay. That's unsettling.
I think you all are settling down, the whole squad of you. And Rainer, I'm going to say, by looking at this picture of Mirjik, by sensing the anima, by just focusing on this, you sense that after you guys sleep tonight, you're going to encounter Mirjik and Conquest tomorrow.
Oh, God damn it.
That you're going to get there. You don't know if it's the next floor and the next 2 floors, but it's going to be there. So you're going to need a plan.
This is definitely going to be a little awkward, because Rainer is not a great speaker, but he is kind of doing like a gather round, like come to Jesus meeting, He's just like, so everybody, I kind of want to pick your brains, like whatever anyone remembers about, like, what were we told we can do about Mirjik when we get to him? And I remember a little bit too. I don't want you guys to think I've forgotten everything, but I remember a little bit as well. I just want to get everybody's input here.
I will give you this. I still think we should have the group conversation. But you paid your shadow for this, so the least I can do is remind you.
Oh, that's a good point. That was the specific knowledge, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
You had learned, you had asked, how to get Quist back and how to defeat Mirjik. That second part, defeating Mirjik, you remember you can't kill him.
Yep.
Because you can't kill spirits. But that removing Conquest would definitely impede whatever Mirjik was doing.
Right.
As far as like defeating him outright from anything you can do, that's a different discussion that you might need to talk about later. But as far as getting Quiss back,
Yep.
you need to get rid of Conquist, and to do that, you need to remove the amulet in the ring.
Yep.
Either far from him or destroy him. And then you need the power of the writer to rewrite the character, which you, in theory, already have that because you have free will and you have a spirit power.
And no whoopee cushion. That's right.
And, yep. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, I think that kind of summarizes it.
I think Eloise kind of pipes up, and she's checking her tiger claws and making sure that, you know, all the blades are set and nothing's weird about them. Mm-hmm. And she said, I've been wanting to bring something up, but I didn't know when would be a good time, so I guess this is as good a time as any. I know that whoever Conquest was before was your guys' friend, and the short time we spent together was nice, but if it comes down to it, I need to save my sister, and I don't care what happens to Conquest. And I don't care if you guys hate me for that, but that's just how I feel.
Damn. Leroy will probably say,
well, I'm in favor of not killing him. I will say that much.
Oh, well, I'm always in favor of not killing. I'm just saying.
Right. Raisha's like, yeah, I mean, isn't that what everyone is always about, is not killing
Katrina
people?
just kind of punches him in the shoulder.
Oh my god.
But no, for real, if you guys don't want us to kill him, I won't do it. But I will, if that's what we're all about.
Okay, so let's take a little step back here. Obviously, we're got a lot of questions we've got to deal with. You know, what, actually happens to Conquest is one we should, eventually address. But I think the main question we should get to is, how are we gonna, separate Conquest from Mirjik? I'm guessing Mirjik's probably, they've been down here for, I don't know, months at this point.
Yeah, probably.
So, I have an idea.
Yeah.
What's your idea?
Yeah.
So, he's, as far as I'm aware, and maybe this isn't the case, but Mirjik's kind of connection to the physical world seems to be through that ring. So if we can find some way first to get Conquest to get that ring off of him, and then I have no idea if this is going to work. But when we were talking about trying to get Quiss back, I kept thinking about the reverse-o-matic.
Oh, damn.
And
Okay.
I feel like that's got to have some sort of play in this.
Man, I think that's a crazy idea. Because, we saw how much it took out of you to just move rocks back that had, fallen a couple minutes ago.
I know. But we have this, and he pulls out the whoopee cushion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And also I was thinking about the anima thing. And I'm wondering if there's a way that we could maybe use Conquest's anima or Mirjik's anima
Against him.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Possible. You need to have it in some kind of vessel, though. You can't just hold somebody and take their shit.
That's kind of how it worked before.
No, you were holding an orb.
Right.
So if you get their anima in something like that, or maybe some kind of weapon.
Last time it just went into a whoopee cushion. Can it go into anything?
My guess is that whoopee cushion or that whole room was probably set up to be whatever you made him laugh with you went into.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, kind and benevolent DM.
So those items weren't inherently magic.
No, last I checked, Jonathan, was your whoopee cushion magic before that.
It came out of a magic hat. I don't fucking know.
Okay, backtrack a little bit. We're talking about getting rid of the ring, right? On his finger. Have any of you had any experience trying to take the ring from Conquest before?
Yeah. It didn't work, but yes.
Oh.
Rainer, did you tell that story to anybody?
I could now, I guess.
Have you?
I don't think so.
I don't think you did.
No,
Okay.
I don't believe so.
would've.
I have an idea of a way that maybe I could get the ring and the amulet from him.
Okay.
Go on.
I might be able to convince Mirjik that I genuinely want to join him and be his agent of chaos. What?
But he already has an agent of chaos, Katrina says.
Yeah, I would just have to tempt him with the offer of having the hero, the one person unbound by the writer's rules, to basically do whatever he wants in the world. And I think I can make a pretty good case. Because, to be honest with you guys, yeah, I'm still pretty pissed at the writer and most tenets of religion. So, like, if I go up to Mirjik and I make a big speech about how I'm fed up with all of the world and I want to join him to cause destruction and havoc instead, that's not 100% drawing on lies, is what I'm getting at.
Now, Rainer.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a new religion...
Oh, my God. A real quick OOC.
Let me take a rain check on that, Grog.
OOC, I hate the dramatic irony that, like, we three human beings know that in the story, Conquest literally has a weapon that exists solely to consume and contain anima. Mm-hmm. And the player characters do not.
Yep. What?
And also, the dagger.
Right. Okay, yeah. Damn, that's a good point.
And also, the reason I was asking if you had told anyone that story is because I, Jake, wonder, because I don't know Conquest, if it would literally be as simple as walking up and asking him for them.
He might. I mean, that's the crazy thing. He might do that.
Because that was his whole thing the first time you tried to fuck with him. He literally told you just could have asked, But
what you gotta remember is Quist and Conquest are different.
Right.
True. From a personality standpoint, I don't know much about Conquest that we can say
honestly,
for sure.
I was going back on it. You guys literally interacted with him for one day. He went in, he did his little trick.
Yep.
He left, did his animal attack, attacked the king,
Yep.
teleported to the woods, and you haven't seen him since.
That's correct, yes.
That's all you've seen of him.
Yep. That much I do remember, yeah.
That's all back in Media Res.
Now, Gork, this is my hero. Literally and emotionally and friendshiply. Okay, so don't steal him for your religion, okay? You've done enough. Rainer, listen, I'm behind you, whatever you say, even if it means betraying the religion that I'm a part of. Technically following you wouldn't be betraying it, though, because that's what it's about. I'll deal with that later.
Leroy, that's the whole thing I'm so frustrated with, is that I'm not magically a better person to follow than anyone else. You guys are constantly making better decisions than me. You're succeeding at things that I fail at. Look, I didn't mean this to turn into a whole thing right now this second, but the reason I'm so fed up with being considered the hero is because I don't think my story is worth more than any of yours. If someone told me right now, oh no, Katrina was actually the hero the whole time, I would believe it in a heartbeat. Like, that's why I'm so fed up with all of this, and that's why I think I need to stop this whole ridiculous story, That's why I think I need to confront Mirjik. He talks about how he wants to make chaos and he wants to buck the writer's will, but the truth is he's just as big a part of this nonsense as anyone is. And I want to stop it. I don't want to have to worry about curses or lost memories or people dying because the story thinks it would be a better tale. I want to move on to something new. That's what I'm trying to do here. And because it's Rainer, and because he always does this, he realizes that he just gave an impromptu, very overdramatic speech, and he turns red, and he's just like, and by that, I mean to say, anyone else? Any ideas?
I think Jonathan kind of looks around the group and goes, "Hey, who has that magic cup that makes liquids and shit?"
Oh, I did. Y'all thirsty? We should probably, be hydrated.
Wait, one sec before that. And Jonathan takes it and he empties the reservoir that's inside. And he turns to Katrina and he goes, "Now I know you got some hooch. And Katrina pulls out a flask and goes, yup.
What?
Oh
What?
my god.
You had this the whole time?
This is mine. If you wanted some, you should have brought some. And she tosses the flask to Jonathan, and he fills the reservoir with whatever it is that Katrina has.
What is it that Katrina has? What is it?
Dragon spit. It's her favorite.
It's Dragon
Nice.
Spit. It's Ligma. Come on.
And Jonathan says, now if I had sand magic, I'd make some cups. But at most, the total amount of cups that I could have is 3, because the whole cup and ball, whatever. But so we'll just have to share this one.
We can make it. Hey, I like that. Sharing out of a communal goblet. Let's make that a part of our thing. Let's make that part of it. I'm really liking the way that goes.
I guess. Okay.
It's communal. Sim likes communal stuff,
Sure. I guess this isn't an idea so much as it is. I just wanted this moment to just be about us. To just think about
Yeah.
how far we've come and all the crazy shit we've done, and about Quiz, and about Yensis and Malak and Sim, and about Bartuk and his family, and just about what we're fighting for. And he takes a little sip and makes a face. And Jonathan passes the cup over to Eloise, and she says, "For Bethelda." And she takes the tiniest sip and just scrunches up her face, just and she passes it over to Leroy.
Leroy takes the goblet. He's like holding it like with both his hands around the cup part, just because he's not very good at drinking. And he says,
I'm fighting for the friend. The one that I can still remember.
and he takes a little sip, and he's like,
Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa! That really? Whoa! Whoa!
he hands it to Katrina.
Katrina takes it, and she kind of sits for a moment, kind of holds it out to the group and says, "For us." And she downs the whole goblet, and
Damn.
she
Of course, it refills.
yeah, she looks back at it and refills, and she considers it, and then passes it over to Raish.
Raish says, for having people that you can fight with.
Katrina pats him on the back.
He's like, I'm still working on the names. Names. He hands it to Grorg. He says,
Fighting for everyone we've lost. For Eddie. For Bartuk. For everyone.
he takes a drink. He hands it to Abil, and Abil says, I'm fighting for myself to show that I don't need a stinking village of I don't need my shadow, but don't let me go in there by myself. I'm not quite there yet.
I think Katrina and Jonathan are both like, oh yeah, okay.
He takes a drink, and he does surprisingly well. It wasn't a big drink, but he's fine. He starts handing it towards PB, who then reaches for the cup, and then Chubb puts his paw and says no. Chubb says no.
They have
And so then
they have a whole little thing where they confide in each other, and they're just like, no, bro,
Yes.
this is not for you.
he then moves it over Trouble, who looks, wishing he could have some, but then he hands it to him.
Trouble kind of sniffs the air and is just like,
He hands it to Raynor.
Raynor kind of looks out over everyone, and he just says, for you. And then he takes a drink. I don't remember if Raynor has tried Dragon Spit before.
Raynor, I need you to roll tolerance.
oh, I didn't roll tolerance for Jonathan or Eloise.
Oh, that's not relevant. I want this story moment to see how Raynor handles Dragon Spit Whiskey.
That's going to be a 12.
Okay, Dragon Spit Whiskey is pretty strong. So you're definitely you get it down. But you definitely cough afterwards.
Yeah.
Because it was a good punch. But I will definitely say, because of all the anima, you're able to kind of handle it a little bit better than you probably would have normally.
The mystical spiritual power is helping me not look like an idiot with my drinks.
Exactly. So it's just like a little cough, but then You feel strengthened.
Yeah, Rainer looks very normal and composed, and when he hands the drink to I guess that's it. That's everybody. Never mind.
That's it, yeah.
He looks like he's totally got this covered, and he's fine. And then he's like, "It's good. It tastes good." It's good.
You all head to sleep that night, and you've all been having crazy dreams as you've been going through this dungeon. But this night, for some reason, it's almost like devoid of dreams because there's so much shit going on. It's like blocked out any dreams. So it's just like, but you are aware of the fact that there is no dream the whole night. And so it is tense, it is long, and you awaken and everyone cleans up and you continue on your journey and you descend into the 53rd floor. Again, same old shit, but it is just insane. And then you enter into the 54th floor. And you actually notice on this point that the 54th floor had access to the strange stairwell.
Oh, yeah.
Like the workers' stairwell. And so you're like, oh, we could have used that, but you hadn't found it on the previous floors. But you can see like skid marks across the ground lead from multiple different directions, all leading in one direction towards one place. And you don't need those marks. You can all sense, Jonathan, that feeling you had before about leading in you the right direction to find Sim. Everyone's got a similar vibe. Ooh. Where you can almost like an internal magnet leading you towards the core of this anima. And as you get closer, there is almost like a pulsing. It starts soft, but then as you get closer, it is more intense. There's just pulses of this energy that'll hit you and you'll feel it. And it even, you can hear it because it vibrates your eardrums slightly. As you get closer, there'll just be this steady rhythmic pulse of energy as you get closer, as the walls twist and bend almost like a corkscrew in ways they shouldn't. Colors, the world had been drab and gray in this dungeon, but now the colors seem to be heightening and brightening as the walls are now oranges and purples and bright teals and pink spots. It's just color is vibrating, and you enter into a room that is larger than it should be. You see the walls stretch outward and expand to create this gigantic room that is brightly colored, that is warm, that is pulsing, just this energy through your body. You can feel it. You feel like you are caffeinated. You feel like you are shaking, but you also feel control. You feel alert. You feel strong and alive. In the center of this room is a massive pile of treasures of every shape and form and type. Goblets and swords and gems and orbs, things that are whispering and swirling and sparkling, all there. This is the treasure hoard. But of course, more strikingly, in front of that you see a table with a nice tablecloth, some plates, couple vases with flowers, some salt pepper shakers, and coming around the pile, you see a short figure with rags for clothing, holding a plate of warm omelets, and you can all hear, coming from the direction of this short figure,
You finally arrived! It's time. We've been waiting for so long, but here you are. Oh, good, because the omelets are fresh. They're beautiful. They're perfect. Now, everyone, please have a seat. The meal is prepared. The evening is ready. Oh, I missed one thing, though. Nathan, cue the music.
Hey, Questies, it's me, Nathan. Thank you so much for listening to episode 35 of Season 2. And I'm just going to dive straight into the meat of these announcements. The next episode, episode 36, is the Season 2 finale episode. That episode will be coming up in 2 weeks. That's going to be on September 11th, 9/11. Can you believe it? And so that is going to be a big episode. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be epic. I hope you enjoy it. I think you will. There's going to be a lot of stuff you're not seeing coming. But the episode that comes after that, which will be 4 weeks from today, is going to be our nighttime Season 2 Q&A, questions and answers. And so in order to do that, we need your questions. So if you're listening to this episode and you're a little bit behind, maybe by a couple weeks, and it is not yet, I don't know, let's say September 18th of 2020, you can still send in your questions. If it's after that, we've probably already recorded the episode. But if it's before then, please send in those questions. There's a couple ways that you can do that. First off is you can go to our Facebook community page, and there will be a post on there that says we need your questions. You can leave a comment on there, or you can send it to us as a direct message on Facebook or Instagram. Again, you can just leave it on a comment of any of our Instagram posts and we'll find it. Next way is if you know us personally, you can send us a message, or you can also send it to us via email. Our email is knights.quest10@gmail.com. That's knights.quest10, so 10, @gmail.com. You can send us your questions in any of those formats, and please do start sending those now. The more questions we have, the more time we have to look at them and figure out which ones are going to be the best questions to use for the Q&A, and the more likely that your question gets answered, the sooner you text it in. So start sending in those questions, start helping us get ready for that Q&A. Otherwise, that's all I got. Thank you all for your support. As always, please leave reviews, tell your friends, check out the merch, join the social medias, all that good stuff. You guys are amazing. This has been an incredible season, and we are so grateful for everything that you guys have done to support that. So, in 2 weeks, get ready for the world to change. May your place in history be long. Reminder for you guys, this won't be in it.
Delete this, Nathan.
Yep.
Jamie, keep this in.
Fuck off.
I don't have that power.
He doesn't have that kind of power. It's just me.
We all have the audio clips.
I'll send you.
You just start releasing your own version.
Started my own offshoot podcast.
Yeah.
Slightly different from the regular one.
No, I'll just.
We were gonna do that.
I'll
remember?
just take.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'll just take these clips that you said to take out, and I'll send them to Nathan, and I'll name them like intro song and scene change music and stuff like that.
And I'll put it in. I'll be like, "What? Yeah. What? This doesn't make any sense."
The episode starts like previously on Knight's Quest, and it's just like shitty conversation happening in the background.
Hey Nathan, take this out.
Oh my God.